Hello, this is a short video tutorial showing high school teachers how to do your grading this year for 2018-19. You're going to be doing it through PowerSchool and PowerTeacher Pro. And hopefully we've simplified this year where we've set up some categories for you. Let me show you those by clicking on Grading, Categories. And they should be the top four listed there. There are four categories you can choose from. They are formative check, summative, and how. If you have other categories below that, you can hide them or make them inactive just so you don't get confused by clicking on this pen and say inactive and save. So now I'm down to the four categories we are using this year. They're also already set up to default to the correct settings. So you should have formative, which will be graded on a 1 to 7 scale, formative check, which is the check plus, check minus, or check, and both your summative and how are also graded on a 1 to 7 scale. So let's go ahead and create an assignment for a class. So I click Create Assignment, and let's say we start with a quiz that I want it to be formative on a 1 to 7. So I'm going to select the category, formative, and you can see it automatically changes the score type to numeric 1 to 7. We don't want you to change any of these settings. Once you choose a formative, it will pre-select everything you need. And you notice count in the final grade being formative, that's also unchecked. So the only other thing I need to select is the date of that assignment or quiz. We'll make it the 27th and close. All right, let's go ahead and create, say, a summative assignment. So let's make it our first test for the term. And that's going to be summative. Again, you notice the numeric 1 to 7.7, do not change this. Also, it's set to count in the final grade and set the due date. Save and close. Let's do a check plus, check minus, which are always formative. Let's make it a quiz 2. And we're just going to grade this one on a check plus, check minus. So it's your formative check. This one goes to points and it says 0. Again, doesn't count in the final grade. That seems unusual. I think that'll become clearer once we go to enter the grades. Again, set the due date, save and close, and periodically you're going to be doing your HAL grades. So to create a HAL assignment, I might type in October HAL, and that is HAL. Again, you're going to grade that on a 1 to 7 scale, and the due date, we'll set this one for end of October. Save and close. So I've created 4 assignments that I may want to grade now. So I go into my grading score sheet. Okay, there's just the one student we've set up here. So the first one was a quiz, coloured orange, which means it's formative. And you can see that is set up on a 1 to 7 scale. So I might give the student a 7 and save. For test 1, this was the summative test. We also set up a 1 to 7 scale. Let's see what happens if I try to enter a score greater than 7. Let's give her an 8. And the score is invalid. Okay, continue editing. Let's go back. I meant that to be a 6. Enter. Okay, that accepted. The next one was the category formative check plus. So here we're going to use the codes by clicking on codes, and I scroll down and I'll give this student a check plus. And then finally come October with the HAL grade, that's also on a 1 to 7 scale, and enter. So I've now created 4 assignments, and we've used a 1 to 7 scale on 3 of those categories, and a check plus, check minus on the formative assignment. And as I said, we don't want you changing those categories. They're already preset, and I think this should make things a lot easier on the teacher side, and definitely easier for the parents and students to have an understanding. So let's have a quick look at what that will look like. So from the parent and student view, we can see the October Howl is graded on a 6, and in the score column, it'll show 6 out of 7. We've set up, we couldn't hide these columns, they both have to be there, so we've just made sure they will always say the same thing. So you can see here, 6 out of 7, 7 out of 7. The check plus, that's the formative one. We just set the score to 0 out of 0 to show there's no score, it's just the check. But the beauty of this is on this one screen, parents and students can see all of the scores for each assignment for each student, and I think it's fairly intuitive as well. We're going to be running some tutorials in the afternoons to help set up your gradebooks. Come along to the library over the next couple of weeks. If you can have any questions, you can speak to myself, Chad, or your new technology learning coach in the high school, Mike Rutherford. Good luck for the year.